My friend's on the truck watching some people supposed to be sliding stuff.
Thank you for it. So 20, that means let's go. So let's go. So jump on, hello everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Kilimanjaro Safari. You guys ready to find some animals, right? Alright. Speaking about animals, if you look above your heads, you're going to see some animal spotting guides. So those are going to help you identify the animals out in the reserve if I don't see them first, that is. That's not guaranteed we're going to find all those animals, but we normally have some pretty good luck. Of course, this is a photo safari, so feel free to take pictures of any of the amazing animals you can find out in the reserve, but hold on to the loose items nice and tight, because anything that does fall off the truck, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to stop for. But I can get someone to retrieve your items for you, just can't promise they're coming back to you in one piece. But if you're already taking pictures, put something on a quick shutter speed or sport or action setting for something on the go, because there are going to be some areas where I'm not allowed to stop in, as well as if I do, it's only going to be for a few short moments, and the animals, of course, aren't going to be posing for us. Now we're going to be starting our adventure in the Little Terry Forest in just a moment. Now animals in the forest are fairly shy and reclusive for the most part, and their coats are really well developed to blend right on in. So keep those eyes peeled, and I know I will too. I do see some animals on this hillside coming up. Gonna be on our right hand side in just a moment. Right in front of the warden over here, there's a couple, greater kudu and saddle-billed stork just hanging out. Saddle-billed stork have markings on their bills making it look like there's a saddle thrown over them, that's the name. They can stand about 5 feet tall with a 9-foot wingspan. And those greater kudu up there are female kudu, you can tell because those ladies don't have any horns. Most antelopes, males and females alike, will grow horns, but there are a few exceptions to the antelope family. Female greater kudus are one of them. Yeah, you can't really see them too well on this side. You can kind of see one of them. If you look off to our left, right up and over that hill there, I can't really see right now, but hopefully if I go up this little hillside here, I might be able to see there is a rhino over there. Right up and over the hill. Just hanging out. But if you keep looking off to your left, up that hillside though, up top there's some bongos hanging out. Bongos get the nickname ghosts of the forest because how rarely seen there, because they normally like to hang out in really dense vegetation. If you notice, they have some white stripes on their bodies, just like the greater kudu. The stripes on these animals is their camouflage, helping them blend into the vegetation by reflecting sunlight as well as moonlight, hiding in the vegetation from predators as well as anything else they don't want to be found by. Looks like we made our way over to a river. Rivers hold home to many animals as well, some big ones too. Like the ones that are up on the shoreline up ahead of us. A couple of hippos taking a nap up on the shoreline. One of the larger, more dangerous animals in Africa too, and yes, I said dangerous. It's because they're extremely territorial, so when they're showing off their pearly whites looking like they're happy to see you, they're actually not. It's a threat display. They want you out of their territory. There's actually more of them on our left too. But if this intimidation theirs doesn't work, they will charge after you. Hippos are actually known to kill more humans than most other animals in Africa. And groups of hippos, like the ones you see on the left, is called a bloat. And no, it's not because they float. sure you guys noticed those pelicans on the island there too. Those are pink-back pelicans. Yeah, they don't look too pink right now, but come mating season, the skin on their back starts turning a light pink, which is where they get their name. Looks like there's a hippo or two over here on our left too, on this island down there. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
And a baby.
I think one of them's a baby one too.
It is a baby.
Oh, the locals over here, keep looking up your left and you'll see some crocodiles over there on that shoreline. And some of them in the water too. Nile crocodiles, one of the more deadly animals in Africa. A single bite from their powerful jaws is strong enough to snap about 500 pounds of pressure per square inch of jaw power. However though, despite having such powerful jaws, mother crocodiles with her hatchlings aboard will gently scoop her young up into her mouth with those big powerful jaws and carry them down to the river or anywhere she might want to bring them. She'll protect them until they're a certain age. So they might be one deadly predator, but they still make one great parent. Looks like we're heading out to the savannah. Savannas may come to many of the more famous animals in Africa, like elephants, giraffes, lions, cheetahs, and many other animals as well. I love coming down into those savannas like this too, because you get a nice overlook over the gorgeous landscape and check in, see if there's any animals around. I'm sure you guys see some animals, right? Does anyone know what animals they're seeing?
Watusi cattle.
Watusi cattle, that is one of them, yes. Also known as the Egyptian longhorn, or the more commonly known as the Angoli cattle. The impressive size of these animals' horns, too, of the cattle, is not as heavy as they appear. Their horns are actually honeycombed inside, so they're fairly light, and they'll circulate their blood through their horns to help cool themselves down. It's kind of like having their own personal AC unit on top of their head, just not as heavy. Some places here in Africa will actually use the cattle as a show of wealth and for courtship reasoning as well. The more cattle that you have, the wealthier it makes you appear. And if you want someone's hand in marriage to get the parents' approval, you would actually have to offer up some cattle. How many or how big really depends on the parents. If you look off to your right out in the distance, see that giraffe running around? That is a baby giraffe. I do believe there's 2 baby giraffe out here. It's hard not to see the giraffe though. Large, or not largest, tallest land animals in the world. Not the largest. Oh, I see some animals over the hedge here on our left, further up. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Does anyone know what they are?
Spotted dogs.
Hyenas. Close with the spotted dogs. African wild dogs. And they get the nickname painted dog because of their spots. They're actually one of the more successful hunters in Africa, working together to run their prey down to exhaustion. They are related to the domesticated dog, however they're not as nice, and they don't bark. They have more of a chirping sound instead. If you keep looking off to your left, you'll see some sable antelope as well. They're the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. So anywhere you see the logos for the reserve, those animals are printed on those logos. So if you look at the tree line over there on our left as well, there's 2 giraffe, one of them's one of the babies. And right on the other side of this tall grass here next to us, there's the other one that I was talking about. See a baby giraffe on our left. There's several different species of giraffe. Each different species has its own set of spots. So if you look at the spots, you'll see that these giraffes have kind of messy and irregular shaped spots. They are Maasai giraffe. How I like to remember them is the messy giraffe, because they have messy spots. So messy Maasai. And what's fascinating about giraffes is that they only need about 30 minutes of sleep a day. That's it. From midnight to midnight, 30 minutes. Imagine if that was the case for us. But unfortunately for us, that's called insomnia. Okay.
Did you see him running? His legs were going in every direction.
Yeah.
up also on our left in just a moment, you're going to see in the tall grass a bunch of little animals that look like gazelle. These are not gazelle, these are called springbok. They have a different coat pattern. Easy indicator how to tell them apart. They're actually one of the top 10 fastest land animals, running around 60 miles an hour, 6-0. They can even give a cheetah a run for their money. As their name implies, they will actually spring up in the air when they're running around. They can actually spring up about 6 feet up and 13 feet forward. Now, as I take this turn off to the left, you'll notice on our right a whole bunch of big gray animals. These are wildebeest, one of the largest migratory species animal in the world. White-bearded wildebeest, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 of them, will migrate through savannas in one sitting for hundreds of thousands of miles. And during these migrations, sometimes they will have their babies. When the babies are born during the migrations, they have to start learning to walk and run within moments. If they don't, they will be left behind. Up ahead, I see the largest land animal in the world. An elephant. It's an African elephant, too. You can tell because of the ears. Their ears kind of resemble the shape of Africa. Big old elephant over there to the right. Not only is there an elephant over here, but if you notice on our left, at the bottom of these trees, there's some monkeys, too. Now these monkeys on our left are called mandrill. They have vibrant red and blue markings on their face and a little bit on their butt as well. A male mandrill can actually get up to 100 pounds. They're the largest monkey species in the world. Unlike elephants, of course, they can reach a few tons. I'm guessing the elephant over there is a male too. The reason I say that is because male elephants, when they mature, wander off on their own, sometimes in small batch groups consisting maybe of 2 or 3. But they don't stray too far away from the herds. Elephants are very social animals. Looks like we're not going that way. I'm not seeing any elephants over there either. So I'm more likely sure that was a male. But let's keep heading up the pathway over here and see if maybe we can find some more elephants. Sound of that bridge. Need some WD-40 or something. Ooh, I see something in this red clay pit here. Both sides of the truck, you'll see a whole bunch of tusk marks. Tracks on the bottom too. Elephants have definitely been through here grinding into the red clay. They actually do that because they actually will eat the red clay. It's like a daily vitamin for them. Very nutritious for an elephant. If you look out in the distance, there's an elephant out there too. Oh, there's another one right over here too. Might be the herd. The herds of elephants are comprised mostly of female elephants, young males, and of course babies as well. And they're led by a matriarch. The eldest female in the group who's in charge of the herd makes sure they have food, water, anything they may need. And anywhere the matriarch goes, well, the herd will follow. Oh yeah, definitely there. Look at all the animals. If you look at that upside down tree over to our left too, look at the bottom of it. You can see there's a little elephant over there. And these upside down looking trees are called baobab trees. They go leafless almost the entirety of the year. The reason being is because the arid environment they like to grow in, they rather conserve water in their trunk rather than growing leaves. A closer view. Yeah, look at that. off to your left. As we get here, the little one starts walking away. There's also some flamingos over here too, it looks like. These are greater flamingos, largest and lightest pink in color of all the flamingo species. Now when flamingos are born, they're actually gray in color. But over time with their diet, a brine shrimp and other locust-station animals like keratin in their diet turns their feathers pink. Over time, of course.
Thank you. You got it.
Alright, so 20, let's go. More land to cover. More animals will find too, I'm sure. Big old mud hole over here. Looks like something was thrown around the mud at some point. Not as big as an elephant, but still large, yeah. My guess, probably some rhinos. Oh yeah, look at that, right off to our right. A couple of them. These are white rhinos. They get their name from the Afrikaans word vite, which means wide, because look at their mouth and you'll see that they're wide and broad. Now because vite sounds like white, well that's why they chose white rhino. Despite their size, fairly agile animals too, they can actually run around 35 miles an hour and they can gallop like a horse too, so they have some fancy footwork. And what that means is that they can actually have all 4 feet up at one time when they're running around. If you look up at the tree line up on our left, walking around up there, see it? You're right, it is a cheetah. There's another one up ahead up by that tree line too. 2 cheetahs over here. Looks like this one's a little closer. Let's see if we can get close to you. Oh, there's another cheetah over here too. Look up by that tree stump that's up there, to the right of it a little bit. There's another cheetah laying down. Fastest land animals in the world. They can accelerate up to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds. That's not even their top speed. They can reach speeds of 70 to 75 miles an hour. One of the few large cats that hunt during the day too. What helps them do so is